and let's talk about a movie I just heard about and I'm really, really excited for, and that is Justice League Dark. Now, this movie is going to actually be called Dark Universe. They're trying to separate it from the Justice League. But Guillermo Del Toro, the famous, he's a monster movie, a horror director kind of, he just turned in a script to Warner Brothers because he really wanted to do this project. And now it's going to be separate from the original Justice League universe that they're creating with Zack Snyder, and it's going to kind of be its own universe. But if you don't know about Justice League Dark, it is a comic that I believe launched with the New 52. And it really takes, what do they call it? The cosmic, the supernatural side of what goes on with those types of superheroes. And really they say it's the jobs that are unfit for, like, Superman or Batman or, Green Lantern or something, and gives it to another set of characters. Now, this group is led by John Constantine, one of my favorite superheroes out there, just because he's got some of the coolest stories out there. You also have guys like Swamp Thing. You're going to have Frankenstein, Zatanna, and Deadman, all pretty cool characters, are going to be part of this Justice League Dark. And it's going to be very, very interesting, because what we're going to see is we're going to see Guillermo del Toro's twist on superheroes, which is going to be, I'm hoping at least, a totally revolutionary thing. Because right now we still kind of have the clean cut, even with the Christopher Nolan Batmans, the grittier, the darker ones, it's still pretty much clean cut. Okay, this is good, this is bad. Yes, there's some gray zone in there, but we're really going to start seeing some cool things, like some demons and stuff like that. And if you've seen the previous Constantine movie and you're like, well, we've already seen Constantine, just go ahead and forget Keanu Reeves ever did Constantine. Yeah, he didn't do it right.
He was like Neo-Constantine, man.
He was Neo-Constantine. But so just to give you a little bit of a background on some of these characters. So Swamp Thing, we were doing a little research before the show, actually was he's pretty much the building block of this whole thing. Swamp Thing was, I think we all know him as the guy with the leaves. He's like a vegetation type thing.
Kind of like, the old like B-movie idea of a Swamp Thing, whatever.
Exactly, the B-movie monster. And now he's usually portrayed as a bad guy in a lot of those. But really, Swamp Thing is a good guy in the DC Comics, at least in the Vertigo Comics universe. He was a scientist that got mixed up in some sort of explosion/accident. Chemicals got on him. He turned into a blob of vegetation and went on to protect and serve your local swamp. So,
hey, that swamp needs some protecting. I mean, have you seen what's happened to the Florida Everglades, I guess?
Yeah, well,
they're smaller.
I guess that'll be the swamp he was protected. But yeah, and so really, Swamp Thing was what launched John Constantine, because the first appearance of John Constantine was actually, he shows up in the swamp thinking that there's some demons or devils going on because of the Swamp Thing. Swamp Thing's going through some crazy time, and he helps him out. So it launched those two right there. Now Zatanna, if you don't know about her, she is a magician. Yeah, that's pretty much it. She's a magician, but she deals with the magic. And then Deadman was murdered, I believe, and he came back as a spirit.
Dead?
Yes, he is dead. He is
dead.
dead.
Deadman's dead?
And he came back as a spirit, and he was not allowed to leave the spirit realm or the Earth realm as a spirit until he avenged his own murder, which then he did, and then he still wasn't allowed to leave for some reason. There was still more good to be done. But Deadman's powers is pretty much you can't see him, you can't hear him, you can't feel him, you can't touch you, can't do anything, but he can possess anybody's body. So that's
at which point you can hear him, see him, and
well, yeah,
whoever
very
he is.
true.
Okay.
And then we have
so he does good by possessing people?
Well, he would possess a bad guy and then fight off other bad guys, or prevent these supernatural things. I bet he could fight demons. I'm not sure how that works with him and demons. I bet you they could see him.
Yeah, maybe that's how Constantine would know about him. Maybe.
Right? You never know. We'll find out in Dark Universe. And so that's the basic. That's what I'm hearing is going to be the main team. Now there are lots of other people that have jumped in and jumped out of the Justice League Dark. But it'll be interesting to see what they get. And again, Guillermo del Toro, the Pacific Rims, the Hellboys, the Pan's Labyrinth, he has a flair for making these awesome monsters. The Strain, that TV show that was on FX, that was pretty cool. These awesome monsters, and this is really where it'll fit. So I'm looking forward to it, especially a reboot of the Constantine theory. And when I say theory, I mean because That wasn't Constantine went to Constantine. That's all I'm saying. That wasn't him. That really wasn't. Except for that he smoked a lot. That was Constantine.
He did do that. He did do that, and he got cured of smoking by tricking Satan. So
By the devils. Yeah, well, not necessarily Satan, by other lords of hell. Because there was
no, I mean in the movie.
Oh, in the movie, yeah, that's true. Yeah, because he was going to go to heaven, and then Satan's like, fine, you're not going to die. I want to still steal your soul. So that was actually an entertaining part. But that's neither here nor there. But let us know what you think. Are you excited for a Justice League Dark movie? Who do you think the cast of characters will be? Who are you most excited to see? Let us know. Comments down below. Of course, at What's My Face on Twitter. What's My Face at gmail.com. Google Plus and Facebook. Always good ways of getting a hold of us. Let's go.